Well, good morning, Nigeria. It's a good day.
Yes, indeed.
And Thursday is finally ushering in what the weekend
has
is
to
going to be offering us today.
You know the amazing thing? Against all odds, we made it. We're here. And of course, you're right there with us. You're going to enjoy the next 3 hours of exciting live TV right here on Wake Up Nigeria.
Yeah, so grab a cup of whatever it is that you grab this time in the morning and sit down and just get a feel of this breakfast show this morning. It's going to be nice.
So just in case you didn't know, it's your #1 show, Wake Up Nigeria. My name is Titilayo Oyinson.
And I'm Yomi Ope. We are streaming live right now at tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook at TVC Connect.
Yes, indeed. Those comments, those prayer messages, those opportunities to tell us how good we look. Yes, we love seeing them on social media. Use our hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, you can also download our mobile app from any Android or iOS store to watch us live on your mobile devices from anywhere in the world.
Yes, indeed. So, you know, just so he knows, we kind of missed him in the studio, you know. We're like,
It was just 48 hours.
Yeah, it was interesting.
I was just out of town briefly.
Yeah.
Welcome. But I'm back.
Welcome, sir. Welcome. A nice hat, really. Yeah. Very nice hat. We have quite a bit on our lineup today.
And for our first musical performance on the show, we're going to be joined by Adedokun Oladimeji Jamiu, also known as J-Law.
Yes, so. We also have a second performance on the show today. It's a live one coming from Adekola Ayowole Taiwo and the Star Life Band.
Now, when it comes to your gadgets and technology, we've got you covered as we take a look at the latest in the world of technology, how to use social media to identify fake news. This is really, really important in our day and age.
Yes, indeed. Now, if you're someone who likes poems, poetry, you are going to enjoy the book chat today. We have the poet and author of the book, Daughters of Hawa, Mujida Abdul Alim, coming into the studio a little later on.
We also have an art display for you. We have award-winning artist Luke Agada, who is a surrealistic painter and is painting really hyper-realistic in nature. Wow, look at that, look at that. Amazing.
Now, the number of cancer deaths is rising at an alarming rate. Here to talk about her foundation and being a cancer survivor, Tinu Lawal will be in the studio. Yeah, it's going to be a fun show.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
I'm looking forward to that. You know, on Tech Today, we're talking about how to identify fake news, fake stories, and all of that, because we've gotten to the age of sensationalism, where blogging and all of that, people want to drive traffic.
Exactly.
So you just see somebody drop a picture, and then you tell the person, this is wrong, take it down. But they don't, because actually you calling them out as wrong even still brings them more traffic. What matters is the traffic.
So even in the past few days, I think I've seen a few of those kinds of either fake news, or sometimes people bring pictures, old pictures from 2-3 years ago, put it up and say, oh, this is going on right now.
Some 4-5 years ago. There is even some that happened with insurgency in Nigeria, and they say that is what is happening in South Africa. And then you see a lot, and a friend of mine said something. He said, look, I can't remember the exact words he used, but look, that a handle is verified by Instagram or Twitter doesn't mean that the owner of the handle has sense. You know, so he said, look, celebrities and all of that, they are not, that they put out something doesn't necessarily mean that that is what is happening. You have to check for yourself. Don't just go on and spread. I love them, I saw. So I tried to mention, look, you have a lot of followers. You have people following you. Why do you put this up? This one is not real. It's not now.
Really bad. I mean, I saw some even they put stuff on their websites or on their blog and then now tweet about it or put it on Instagram to drive traffic to their websites. I mean, it's terrible. Like, really
There's a
bad.
telecommunications office that 4 or 5 years ago, it was a fire incident. And in fact, the picture that's put up, you can see firefighters trying to work. A very old picture. I'm talking about 2015.
Yeah.
And they put it up now and said, oh, we are attacking
MTN office in Nigeria.
Come on.
It's all fake news. But one thing I would like people to note, a lot of people are looking for that traffic because they feel it's going to equate to sales.
Yeah, but that's what it equates to, yeah.
In some cases, it doesn't always equate to making money. Because now a lot of these companies who buy people's handles and buy likes and buy, space on blogs, they actually do their research now because there's so much competition in the blogging world. So they do their research. They will actually go to your past posts and look, okay, what has this person been talking about? Has this person ever posted fake news before? So you're actually probably doing yourself more harm by just forwarding fake pictures and fake videos, because if in the end you want to use it for business later on, you might be found wanting.
Anyway, I mean,
we'll be talking a bit
We'll talk about that a bit more on tech, but let's head to the news now, right?
Yeah.
Ibrahim is right there.
Thank you very much, Titi. By the way, it's all men today as against all women yesterday, just to remind you. Now in South Africa, businesses are still being attacked by Nigerians angry at the xenophobic attacks in the southern African country. A ShopRite outlet along Lugbe Road in Abuja was targeted by angry protesters who caused a traffic jam. They were prevented from making their way to the store by police officers, but the protesters destroyed a barricade built several meters from the mall where the store is, and the police had to fire tear gas. Were able to prevent the situation escalating beyond control. Now, staying on the diplomatic tension, young people are demanding that President Muhammad Buhari scale up engagements with his South African counterpart to end attacks on Nigerians and other Africans. They also want the African Union and the United Nations to wade into the situation. Our correspondent Tessima Kende tells us more.
On their cars and bodies are inscriptions against xenophobia. The youths are from across the country, and they are here at Murtala Square in the state capital speaking with one voice. They've promised not to attack enterprises of South African origin, saying that would be stooping too low.
It is very imperative for we, being responsible citizens of Africa, to take up this challenge before irresponsible citizens take it up. Because when irresponsible citizens take it up, even the government cannot control it.
But these youth are expressing their displeasure against the South African authorities for not doing enough to address the situation. They want the Nigerian government to engage our South African counterparts to address the issue once and for all.
The Nigerian president should directly engage the president of South Africa, decisively demanding for answers on the killing of its citizens.
They tell me they will be watching to see how things pan out going forward. All they want for now is justice for all. Tessim Akende, TVC News, Kaduna.
And the federal government has flagged off the electronic registration of non-Nigerians residents in the country in 8 states. In Kwara State, Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak described the exercise by the Nigerian Immigration Service as a key step in national security and socio-economic development. The e-registration is part of the larger effort to keep accurate data and curb crimes in the age of transnational terrorism and other security threats. Abdulrazak said the initiative offers an opportunity for effective national security and socio-economic planning.
May I also respectfully urge our sister security agencies to also join us in the full enforcement of this project by sharing vital information on the statuses of migrants.
Talking politics, the Chief Coalition Officer of the Bayelsa State All Progressives Congress governorship primary, Senator Emmanuel Ocheja, has declared David Leon as winner of the election. The party, which adopted a direct method of selecting its candidate, had 6 aspirants vying for the ticket ahead of the 16th of November governorship election.
Mrs. Diseye Isirim Puega. She scored 1,533 votes. Mr. Lion David Perewirin Mini, who scored 42,138 votes, has turned out to be the candidate of All Progressive Congress in Bayelsa State.
Now, the National Assembly Election Petition Tribunal sitting in Makadi, the Benue State capital, has upheld the election of former Governor Gabriel Suswam as the senator representing Benue Northeast District, while dismissing the petition filed by Mimi Orubibi of the All Progressives Congress challenging his victory. The 3-man panel led by Justice Odugo dismissed the petition for non-compliance to Section 138 of the Electoral Act in the formulation of Issue 1 and the failure to prove the allegation of criminality in the electoral process. The tribunal also awarded a cost of 100,000 naira against the petitioner counsel to both parties differed on the interpretation of Section 138 of the Electoral Act and the need to test the outcome of the judgment at the Court of Appeal.
After going through the petition, I knew that the petition was dead on arrival. So I'm not surprised at what the tribunal has said. All that the tribunal has said is perfect. In fact, we expect that the petitioners should proceed on appeal so that they will go and test this judgment there, and we are ready to go and meet them there.
The judgment is unwarranted, and such judgment, we believe, must be tested. And at that level, it cannot stand the test of time. Except we get the judgment, we cannot know what he has couched the issues to be.
Now, outside Nigeria, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson has failed to win the approval of enough lawmakers to go ahead with his plan to hold an early election. He needed to win the backing of at least 434 lawmakers, but only 298 voted in favor of an election, while 56 voted against. The opposition Labour Party instructed its lawmakers to abstain on the vote. Lawmakers had earlier backed a bill to block a no-deal Brexit, which triggered Mr. Johnson's decision to seek a general election. And that's all we have for you in the news update for this hour. Weather update is next.
Thanks, Mike.
Planning for that trip. It'd be nice.
For the trip to Qatar, yeah.
To Qatar,
it would be nice.
yes, that would be nice. We have the headlines in the papers now. We have to start with the Punch newspaper this morning. And it says here, protests spread, 125 arrested. Police guard embassies, MTN. Meanwhile, Nigeria, Malawi issue travel alerts. Zambian radio banned South African songs. My sister-in-law was burnt alive during attacks, says Nigerian. Air Peace offers to evacuate Nigerians. Buhari warns against reprisals. Something else that happened in Lagos, I believe it was yesterday. Lagos electrician, pregnant wife, 3 children and guest found dead. I saw that video going viral yesterday. It was very, very sad. It says here, court has ordered Okorocha family assets forfeiture, according to EFCC. On the gas project, it was originally my idea, not PNID's, says Danjuma. World Bank, China, top Nigeria's creditors with $11.46 billion. And right at the bottom here, it says, flood submerges 600-hectare rice farms in Ondo. And Lagos plans law on monthly sanitation restriction. That's what we have on the cover of the Punch.
Let's take a look at The Nation. Nigeria draws red line with South Africa over killings. And 125 protesters held nationwide. One shot as police repel attack on ShopRite in Abuja. And MTN, others shut offices. Oh, a number of other stories here. Up here we have policemen, soldiers behind banditry. Bandits tell governor. And family of 7, 2 others die in Lagos. Neighbors seek probe. How Ibadan Obas bowed to Olubadan. Indigenes broker peace. And a $9.6 billion judgment. Report exposes PNID, Danjuma's link. And finally, inside, Leon Diri get APC PDP tickets in Bayelsa, and Wada is Kogi PDP candidate. That's what we have on the cover of The Nation.
We also have the Guardian newspaper here. The headline says, Anyoku seeks commission as Nigeria recalls South African envoy. Abuja, Congo, Rwanda, Malawi boycott economic forum. Airline may commence evacuation of citizens tomorrow. Gunmen disrupt primary election. PDP, Bello, trade blame. It also says Akatuba joins the Guardian Group as commercial director. Idada Olatunde Bego make final shortlist for Literature Prize. EFCC to prosecute Okorocha wife, others for alleged corrupt enrichment. And finally, family of 6 and guest die mysteriously in Oshodi. That seems to be on all the papers this morning. That's what we have on the cover of The Guardian.
All right, let's look at the Vanguard. Attacks were drawing red line against South Africa, says federal government. Envoy to SA recalled. MTN shuts offices nationwide as shares drop. And a couple of other interesting riders here. Boycotts. World Economic Forum in Cape Town asks Nigerians to avoid going to South Africa. Outrage. Protests continue in Nigeria as police foil attacks on MTN, ShopRite offices and others. And the Nigerian Association of Students gives South African firms 24 hours to shut down, 5 days to leave Nigeria. Wow. An Air Peace offers to evacuate Nigerians from South Africa, says federal government. And sue South African government, Falana urges federal government. And down here we have some other stories. Controversy over NNPC subsidiary Duke Oil operations in London. And Southeast governors on offensive inaugurate joint security committee. And banditry, angry protesters set ablaze Secretary of State government's house, APC secretariat in Katsina. Finally, 81% of Nigerians don't pay taxes. NESG tells governors. That's what we have on the cover of the Vanguard.
Up next is the Daily Sun, and the Daily Sun has this headline. It says, as action against South African business interests spreads, federal government bars Nigerians from South Africa. Recalls envoy, pulls out of World Economic Forum. IGP orders security around embassies, foreign firms. Artists boycott Southern African nations shows, and Air Peace to evacuate Nigerians. It also says here on the Kogi Guba, 1 feared dead, many injured at PDP primary. It says Bayelsa Guba, Diri Leon emerge, PDP APC candidates. And finally, more trouble for Okorocha, ex-governor, wife, others forfeit assets to EFCC. We've recovered over $199,048,000, say the commission. That's what we have on the cover of the Daily Sun.
All right, we're going to take a break now and be back with the traffic situation in Lagos shortly.
Welcome back. Now, we're here to ensure that you get to your destination safe and sound. Sounded like an advert, right? Yeah, it did actually. But we would love to be your guide, at least at this time of the morning. You can be part of this segment. When it comes to traffic, it's almost always everywhere. So you can just send us a tweet, send us a message, reach out to us on our social media platforms. Tell us what's happening in your neighborhood and use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC. I have some information about how the roads are looking. And if you're someone coming from Ojodu Bega area of Lagos, you know that, hey, there's a likelihood that if you're heading to the island right now, there will be traffic. Amazingly, it's not as bad as it usually is at this time of the day. And if you're heading to, let's say, Marina from Bega right now, it's going to take you about 50 minutes, 47, 48, 50 minutes, depending on the route you decide to take. Now, the expressway that heads toward Third Mainland Bridge is, it's kind of free, a little slow, but not too slow for a morning like this. But then again, it is Thursday. So on Thursday, I know the markets don't open as early as they do on other days. So maybe that's one of the reasons why the roads are still a little bit free. You might decide to take Ikorodu Road. It'll be even quicker. Apparently just about 45 minutes journey if you're coming from Berga, go through Ikorodu Road to head towards Echo Bridge to eventually get to the island. Trouble spots to look out for: Jibowu, Fadei. Yep, it's a bit slow around there. And then, of course, it's often slow around National Stadium and Alaka areas on Western Avenue. Once you go past that, of course, you will slow down just a little bit on the bridge. That's the Echo Bridge. But all in all, in 45 minutes, you should be on the island. I know that the guys have been scrolling through some of the tweets online already. Any interesting tweets to share?
Just trying to open up a few tweets here to see what's happening around us at the various traffic stops. I want to look at responses. Okay, so this is not good news. Just past 6 this morning, Danfo going one way hit someone at Sonya bus stop, mile 2. That's on the Oshodi Expressway. So it was going one way. Somebody was trying to cross the road without realizing it, and the bus hit him not too long ago, about 20 to 30 minutes ago. So that happened. And then around a few other bus stops here that have updates. Also around Oshodi, it's still kind of light now. That's on top of the bridge, but under the bridge, it's a bit tight. I mean, it's Thursday, it's in the morning, so the buses are causing some traffic there. That's the update I have here with me.
All right, Mike, do you have any?
There's something here I see about a tanker that's on fire, but this was yesterday, so I don't know what has been done today.
Yeah, I heard about the tanker fire. But it was being, at Ibafo, so it was being evacuated at about 11 p.m. last night.
Okay, so
that's going out of Lagos.
Going out of Lagos.
At Ibafo, there was a fallen tanker, a diesel truck that caught fire.
Is it close to where the construction work is going?
Just about the same portion.
Okay, but it's probably cleared by now.
It's probably cleared by now. It's been about 7 hours.
All right.
But it caused a standstill for about 4 or 5 hours yesterday.
Okay, but some people who were there reportedly are saying that it's not clear.
It's still not clear?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So reports are that by this morning that some people were coming and it's still there.
It's still there? Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
So,
because at about 5 p.m. yesterday, it was already happening.
The process was...
It was already happening. Then by 8 p.m., I think they started evacuation.
Okay.
And they'll probably finish up.
But if you do have any reports and all that, if you were there, if you can take pictures that are live, let's know. Wake Up Nigeria on TVC, that's the hashtag.
All right, so for anyone that's heading from Akonjo area of Lagos, heading towards Ikeja, that's a route that a lot of people plow, or rather, is it plow? I'm not sure. It's about 23, 24 minutes journey right now, meaning that route is free. As long as you pass through Mongoro and you pass through where Nigerite is, you should have a very smooth journey. Ikeja, along, as always, has a little bit of pressure, but you should be fine. In about 23, 24 minutes, you should be at your destination. Have to wrap this one up now. That's our brief traffic update for you right here on Wake Up Nigeria. I'm heading to the kitchen. What's up and about, guys?
Well, I don't know whether we should still be going on about this xenophobia thing, but I know what you said, earlier this morning, talking about fake news. People should avoid fake news, and people should also avoid stoking
flames and all of that.
Stoking flames and sentiments online as well, and stop harassing people. Sometimes I think people are also a little bit intolerant. So somebody makes a comment that either maybe didn't come out right. So you said something about maybe a situation, or you reacted about something and it didn't come out the way you wanted it to. And sometimes you can just be subject to unfair attacks, one way or the other. I know that a number of people were trending because of their responses to the attacks. And when I eventually went to their pages to read what they wrote, I then discovered that these guys are not supporting.
They're not.
Especially there was MI, there was Toke Makinwa, there was
Toke Makinwa, Kate Henshaw. Kate Henshaw was the one that was dragged so much. You see, that's why. So yesterday, I checked a response to something someone said. So there's this guy. I just saw a retweet, and the guy says, "Don't put this video. This video is last year. Like you're wrong about putting this." Like he was trying to chastise someone else for putting up a fake video, and he did it in a way that I think there was something wrong with him. So let me just check his profile, and then I looked down, and 3 tweets down, he posted one of the fake videos from 3 years back.
Wow.
So I looked at him. I'd already typed a response.
And then you
I wanted to Oga, have you gone down to that video you posted 3? Yeah. I wanted to just tackle him. But, you see, like you said, somebody says something, it might be a thread. They just pick out one part from it. Yeah. And that thing alone, somebody responds, it could go viral on that thing, and that's not what you're talking about. So when you are not so sure, social media, we all want to be, everyone wants to be an influencer, everyone wants to retweet. You want to be savage on social media. You want to drop something and then they drop a comment and Insta-blog pick it say, Baba, your sarcasm is on point. So people now go and be Googling how to use sarcasm and all of that. So when I saw it, I picked up, I just looked at it, I was like, oh God, this thing could be misinterpreted. Mike, don't worry, just drop my phone. Don't come and kill yourself.
Exactly, because once it's misinterpreted,
it's
just...
it was Kate Henshaw. Kate Henshaw goes, she said something like, we are the ones that did this to ourselves. That is, that's coming from another angle.
Out of context.
And somebody just took it out of context. Before you know, they finish her,
just out of context.
Because they were talking about I was trending, so I thought, she must have said something really terrible, or please, I have business in South Africa, you people don't, or something ridiculous. When I read it, it was just simple. It was saying, okay, say no to xenophobia, but there's something else. Just basically, this is my own take on it. Everybody has their own take. We can't all agree.
Does everybody have to have an opinion, though? I don't know. That's one thing. And secondly, I have noted that a lot of the businesses that are even being attacked and all that here are actually mostly owned by Nigerians. They're franchise owned by Nigerians. A lot of the products in these supermarkets are actually from Nigerian entrepreneurs, SME owners that have worked hard and looked for places to display their products to make sales. So in the end, we still indirectly are hurting ourselves.
That's a really, really big point. That a business is the parent of a business is South African doesn't mean that it's not Nigerians that are running it here. If you shut down a DSTV, I'm sure thousands of people will lose their jobs in an economy that is not great yet. It's still growing very slow. If you shut down ShopRite or MTN and all of that, just imagine the kind of jobs and also the effect of those companies being here on other jobs and other industries.
And then
for instance, the cleaning industry alone, for MTN offices, you can just imagine.
Imagine,
if
how
you
much
shut
of
down
menial jobs I can do. And then something also, you see, that's the thing with protests anywhere worldwide. Hong Kong have been protesting for 3 months. Now, they got their way, right? You see the thing about protests, some unscrupulous elements always tend to hijack protests. That is why you should be careful. You see, so the thing now is that those that are even looting they're not the ones that you see on Twitter. So you see, guys are moving placards, we're going to protest. So for instance, let's say they went to a DSTV office and they say, no, we don't want this, which is cool. But now, when security personnel are not there, now you see people who are Okay,
Hoodlums,
the
essentially.
hoodlums.
Hoodlums,
Hoodlums.
yeah.
So what happens? This happens everywhere.
All
So
over the world,
that's
not
why
just in
protests
Nigeria.
are meant to be, watch and curtailed, and security are always around protests. So what happens is that the hoodlums, who for whatever reason, they might come and say, look, this is a chance to steal and to loot. That's what's happening. So these hoodlums hijack the protest. And then you see, I saw videos of people taking TV sets, refrigerators, and all of that. This is where people hijacking the protest. And then so they don't care that what happens, they don't care who was. Their own is that it's just like they want to steal from the people from any other day.
Yeah.
That is what happens. And so we all have to be, we should learn from this. We should learn from this. So if we're going to do a protest, let's get the police organized. There's no problem. We should, but we should make it peaceful. Let's go together, get people, ensure, you with the protesting, ensure that it is not hijacked.
Of course.
It's hard. It's difficult. I mean, see what happened at those at the supermarkets and all of that. The Pep store in Sule. I thought my heart just went out to even the staff of that location. They emptied the store. They emptied it. They stripped it of everything. Oh, in Sule, they stripped the store of everything that was inside.
So
Hoodlums.
the issue now is.
But we gotta go. Let's not start that issue.
Okay, we don't have time to talk about it.
We gotta go.
There are a lot of people that don't even know what this protest is for.
We gotta go.
Yeah, anyway, we have to go.
We'll talk about this later.
Yeah.
When we come
It's
back.
Wake Up Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm going to what?
Hello, good morning, bonjour, guten morgen, buongiorno, buenos dias, whatever language, good morning.
Ekaro is how we say it.
Yeah, good morning.
Here in Lagos.
Good morning, yeah.
Inakwana to my house of brethren.
Yes, indeed. It's about time
I thought
for
you were
us
going to
to
say
take.
the Igbo.
Really? Like, I actually look like I know it. I actually
You look
do
like
not
an
know it.
Igbo girl.
I've heard that before.
Ngozi.
Actually, the random ones were Chichi or Ada. That's the one I hear. And I'm like,
Okay, so we're going to give you an official name.
what? An official Igbo name?
Yeah.
What is it?
Neka.
Really? Neka. Okay. All right, I'll take it.
Neka.
I don't know what it
Titi
means.
Neka Uyison
Wow.
is your name.
No, it's not. But hey, just like you can probably feel already, there's quite a lot of languages for us to say good morning and quite a lot of variety of things for you to see on a show like this.
Yes, indeed. And of course, we have a big smile on our faces because we know that you are watching us right now.
Yes, indeed.
My name is Yomi Ope.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. We're live streaming on tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. And of course, actually, right now we're live on Instagram. I didn't
Live
know
on
this.
Instagram. Yeah.
That's interesting. That's a twist.
We were live without our permission.
Yeah, wow.
Really? Showing us, yeah. They told us after the fact, after we had been live.
We're always live.
Yeah.
But hey, when it comes to social media platforms, we have loads of space for you to put in your comments. Please use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yeah, we have an app available for download for you on the Android and iOS stores. Now, this app allows you to watch us from anywhere in the world. And even right now, we're live on Instagram, so you can watch us live on Instagram. So check it out. And the Instagram Live also catches behind the scenes. So it's I don't know whether it's more interesting. Yeah.
I don't know. It's just so much. But we also have to consider the fact that there's going to be some food in the kitchen. I'm hanging out with Chef V today.
Oh, so you're in the kitchen?
Guys.
Yeah, I'm in the kitchen today.
Hey,
Good
Chef.
morning.
Yes,
How's it going, man?
Going great.
Hey.
I don't know why the tabletop is empty, Chef V, but
don't worry.
I know you're hiding some stuff.
We'll get some set.
I know some things are hidden there, so we'll
Yeah.
come and check it out later.
We'll work some magic. We will.
Of
We
course.
will. Still to come, we have another performance on the show. Adekola Ayowole Taiwo and the Star Life Band are going to bring us something musically special.
So the latest iPhone is out.
Yes, sir.
And Apple is willing to pay $1 million to whoever can hack it.
Really?
Mike, I have a job for you. Also, we will find out how to use social media and to identify fake news.
Now, roses are red and violets are blue. Now, if you like poems, then our book chat today is going to be just for you. You see what I did there? See what I did? We have the author of the book, Daughters of Hawa, Mujida Abdul Alim. And also we have an art display.
Yeah, art display, we have award-winning artist Luke Agada, who is a surrealistic painter, and his painting, of course, really hyper-realistic paintings.
Nature, yeah.
Nature painting, yeah.
Now, the number of deaths of people who've been living with cancer has been rising. Now it's really alarming, and we need to talk about this. Here to talk about her foundation and, of course, being a survivor of cancer, Tinu Lawal is going to be in the studio. Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
So $1 million to anyone that can hack. So is this iPhone 11?
Okay, so it's the latest updates to the operating system and all of that.
Okay.
And you know that Apple prides themselves with being the most security conscious mobile operating system, which a lot of people would agree that they are. Very, very hard to jailbreak and all of that. So the point is, if you can jailbreak this and if you can control our system, you can go into the phone and control the operating system, or you can, what normally people call rooting. It's more popular with Android phones and all that. So that means that you take control of, okay, let's say, if I was to use maybe layman term, you take control of the central nervous system, like the spine of the phone. You take control of it, and then you can do things inside that
the
normally,
phone,
you know. So it said if you can do it. So normally, what Apple used to do was, before now, it was about $200,000.
Wow.
But they increased it to 1 million and all of that to try and get people.
I'm of the opinion, you should be careful what you wish for. Because like was it 2 weeks ago? There was some information about some systems being accessed because
No, they need to.
So eventually somebody's going to hack it.
They need to do this.
So once somebody hacks it, they will then patch
that area.
the hack.
Exactly.
So
that's what happens.
idea.
That's whenever you see patches, there are updates to bugs and fixes that people found out. So they need to do it.
Interesting stuff. Wow, woo. It's all about cooking something for you every single day on Wake Up Nigeria, and Chef Uncle V always does justice to that. Welcome back.
Good morning.
What are we making today?
We're making rice and coconut egg gravy.
Okay, coconut egg gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to piece that together in my mind.
Okay.
But obviously we all know rice, and we know coconut rice. Is it sort of like a play on that?
Yeah, it's like white rice, and then you're making coconut gravy with eggs.
Okay.
Yeah, and you just drizzle it around the rice.
All right, so we have the ingredients on the screen there, and you can see a colorful display of what these are. Let's go over them one by one, shall we?
Yeah, we have our rice, we have our thyme, we have our red and green bell peppers, we have our carrots, we have our ginger, we have our seasoning, our onion, our spring onion. We have, most importantly, our pepper mix. No tomatoes, just pepper mix, yeah.
So is this the really hot
Yeah,
pepper?
exactly, hot pepper.
So is it rodo or?
Yeah, it's tatache and rodo.
And rodo.
Yeah.
And you just blended it?
Blend, yeah.
No water inside?
No.
All right then.
So we have our egg, our coconut milk, our curry, and our salt.
All right, so how did you come about the coconut milk?
Okay, now you can have coconut rice. Usually when okay, how did you come about the milk?
Yes, did you actually blend some
I didn't. This is from the store. Yeah, yeah. But you can actually get coconut, grate it, and blend it.
All right then.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. It's looking very colorful. I noticed that you've boiled the eggs already.
Yeah, it's boiled egg.
And are you using it for garnishing, basically?
Yeah, we're going to put this inside the gravy.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do we start with now?
So we're going to start with the rice.
The rice, okay.
Yeah, we'll parboil that for a few.
Okay, that's interesting. You already had water.
Water, yeah.
Hot on the fire. I don't cook rice that way.
It speeds up the
cooking process.
Yeah, the cooking process. Yeah.
All right then. So what am I looking out for with the rice? Do I want it to get really soft, or do I want it to be
in between soft and hard? Yeah.
Okay.
Because you don't want it when someone bites into it, it's kind of soft, too soft. So you want it in between.
Okay, but is this a special type of rice? Is it one of those funny name rice?
No, this is not basmati rice. This is regular rice.
Regular long grain rice?
Yeah.
All right then. So how long do you think that's going to take?
We're going to have to parboil this for, say, 10 minutes.
All right. Now that should give us enough time for us to head over for, what's happening next on Wake Up Nigeria. We have to take a quick break, and then there's so much more. Stay with us.
Now, music is a part of our everyday lives, and that is why we ensure we always bring you the very best. Our first performance today is coming from Adedokun Oladimeji Jamiu, also known as J-Law, and he's going to be doing a curious song for us today called Komayemi. Yes. I don't understand. That's what it means in Yoruba. You've been doing music for a while now. So tell us about this song and why you wrote Komayemi.
Oh, the song was created from the struggle. And I just feel like if you want to make it in life, you have to put more effort.
You have to put in some effort,
That's it.
And ensure that you do it. Anyway, so he's going to be performing something very nice for us today. And you have been doing music since you were pretty young. Yeah, and how has that process been for you growing up and then still doing music now, many years later?
It's really tough.
It's been tough.
Tough and rough.
Tough and rough, but it's also very fulfilling for you because this is what you really, really want to do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Very nice, very nice. Anyway, I have J-Law performing Komayemi right now. Let's go.
Great one, J-Law. Wonderful performance there. Thank you very much, J-Law. Now let's take a look at some things happening in the tech world. We'll begin with this quite interesting one. A number of people are saying that Computer Village can do it, but wait, listen to what I have to say. Now, Apple has massively increased the amount that it's offering hackers for finding vulnerabilities in iPhones and Macs up to $1 million, making it the biggest bug bounty on offer from any major tech company by far. Now, that's up from $200,000, and in the fall, the program will be open to all researchers. Now, previously, only those on the company's invite-only bug bounty program were eligible to receive rewards. Apple was to give the bug bounty participants developer devices, which are iPhones that let hackers dive further into iOS. They can, for instance, pause the processor to look at what's happening with data in memory. Now, Christique confirmed that the iOS Security Research Device program will be by application only. It will arrive next year. The full $1 million will go to researchers who can find a hack of the kernel, which is the core of iOS, with 0 clicks required by the iPhone owner. Another $500,000 will be given to those who can find a network attack requiring no user interaction. There's also a 50% bonus for hackers who can find weaknesses in software before it's released. Now, Apple is increasing those rewards in the face of an increasingly profitable private market where hackers sell the same information to governments for vast sums. All right, so before I go into my other story, Yomi is here with me, of course, and this is quite interesting. They've been doing this, but they are stepping it up because hackers are also getting very innovative and sharp.
And it's the challenge is actually pretty tough because they're saying you have to do it without the owner of the phone
having to
assisting
click.
you.
Exactly.
With hacking into emails and everything, you have to click on some kind of link.
Exactly.
This one, they're saying, look, in order for you to get this $1 million,
this one is like, from the back end, this one is on your own. So you just stay. You probably locate the phone remotely. You do everything to the phone without assistance from the owner of the phone. Now, that's high-level hacking, right?
High-level
And most probably, the people who can do that, they work in partnership with Apple.
Exactly.
You'll probably be employed either on a consultancy level or as a full staff, because that's what happens.
Well, now what they're saying is that usually they used to do it within a network.
The network, now it's open.
Now it's open, so you apply.
You apply, exactly.
I think maybe the way you apply, maybe you hack into the application so that they know that, okay,
you know you're a bad guy.
They know that you're sharp.
I'm telling you, but I think this one, see, I understand computer village and all of that, but believe me, this is not computer village level. Like, don't let anybody deceive you. Don't think that this one has passed computer village level. This one is even Silicon Valley safe. They even have to run and get their baddest guys. I mean, of course, I thought about Asia and all that.
Yeah.
Indians who are, of course, very technological, savvy and all that. But computer village, it never reached this level yet.
Coming up.
It's coming up when it comes to this one. All right, so our second story of the day has to, of course, do with fake news on social media. Now, we had spoken about it, but let me just give a few definite pointers how to sieve real news or real stories or from fake ones. Now, number one, the first thing you do whenever you see information that you get, you don't just send it out. Don't press the retweet button. Don't press the share button. Pause. Probably do a Google search. First thing you do, find out where pa. When I mean do a Google search, my point is, now there's a video which I think it was Instablog that put it up, of the deputy police chief in South Africa saying something about South Africans taking, or Nigerians taking 80% of South Africa or something. Immediately I saw that video. I saw the video 3 days back, and I was pissed. Like, how can he say this at this time?
Exactly.
But that video was in 2017.
Oh, wow.
So I also reacted. And I really got into a battle with someone around.
This information, this information you just gave me, I'm just discovering it myself. Telling me now.
Yes, I just reacted. I know what happens so you do a Google search of the name of the person. You probably see something. You look at the earliest. That was 2017. Somewhere around, so it's on YouTube. So somebody just picked it up at this point, because you know it was inside, and put it up and said, this is what he said. Now, like you can see, now that's number one. Now, number two, you have to ensure that the handles that post is, now this is a clip from TVC News. You have to understand that there are local, or should I say, there are verified media, professional media channels that you can always ensure that whatever they are putting is mostly their own content.
Personally, there's something I do.
Okay.
When I see a piece of news, especially if it looks sensational or looks like unbelievable, I would then look for, okay, yes, this person has said it, whoever you are. I would then look for somebody else who has reported it that is more credible, more mainstream.
More mainstream, exactly.
So
mainstream.
Has TVC said it? Has BBC said it?
Exactly.
Has an international? Somebody else would have picked it. That will feel this is news. And if I can't find it anywhere else,
then don't post it. Don't post it. Number three, now there's something called a reverse image search. If I had time, I would have shown you, or someday we'll do a DIY on that. But then an image can come up, and you can do a reverse image search. You take it up on Google. Google how to do an image search. So you do a reverse image search, and then you can find out the earliest date that particular image happened. Let me give, for example, there was a particular image also, or even a video that was trending, and you had people that were burnt. Now, this happened during the insurgency, and they said this happened in South Africa. If you do a reverse search, an image search, Google how to do it, you will find out the earliest dates this happened. And this was 4 years back at the least. That's the first time this image appeared on the internet. So that's number three. That's the first time this image appeared on the internet. And then we put it up, and I know, and people just started, they are burning our people. I did not say things are not happening. There is xenophobia, but ensure that what you are sharing is the right one. Same way, there's a video also of, it's a Chinese shop, and people are jumping out. Yes, we know that Chinese shops, we have Chinatown in Lagos here. We know Chinese, they can put up their settlements in different places. But that particular video was not in South Africa.
Exactly. There was also one time when, during the height of the Boko Haram insurgency, a few years back, somebody took a video from Somalia during the war in Mogadishu, and took a short video from that, posted it on the internet, and said that this is Maiduguri right now.
Wow.
So you can imagine,
and then people just
the
pick up
panic, the panic. So if I'm on my way to that town, or maybe I have a trip, I'm supposed to scheduled to make a trip there.
Exactly.
I'll immediately cancel it because I'm like, oh wow, if the city is like
there?
this,
What's happening there?
Exactly.
And then there was a fourth video that a major celebrity shared. This one I'm very sure this was a movie. They were shooting a movie. Somebody was by the side recording, and he had gone. And so when I saw the video, I saw somebody fall down. And the way the person fell, it didn't look like it was real. I was like, what's that? And then someone said, Ogbeni Latin Fimo.
Can you imagine?
So be careful. Hey, be careful. We have to go now. The final one was when there was a raid.
Yeah.
Understand? South African police was raiding a shop. Now, this shop was looted by South Africans, a Nigerian shop. And South African police was raiding the looters. You can hear the accent.
Yeah.
It's South Africa, it's not Nigerian. Along the go that the police is trying to beat Nigerians. Be careful. Be careful. Be careful. Just those, with those few points of mine, I hope I've convinced you. I've not confused you. That you should be careful before sharing pictures and videos online. We'll take a break now. Don't go anywhere. We're still back with much more on the show.
Welcome back. It's still Wake Up Nigeria, and I'm still in the kitchen. Yes, with Chef V.
Hello.
Okay, so we've really been, so we had to hold back so that you could see the whole process of this.
Yeah.
So he explained to us earlier on that we're making egg gravy, right?
Rice and coconut egg gravy.
Coconut egg gravy.
Yeah.
Okay, egg gravy with coconut milk was what I wanted to say. But it's still a process I would like to learn. So what's the next thing we need to do?
So we have our rice boiling already. So while that's getting ready, we would heat up our pan.
Okay.
And then we'll have coconut oil here.
Coconut oil. So this is the same coconut oil I could use for my hair or body. The same coconut oil.
Yeah, it's healthier to use coconut oil for this. So
fantastic.
We'll get that, and once it's heated up.
That's quite a lot of coconut oil. It's about 3-4 tablespoons in there.
Because we wanted to soak up the pepper mix.
Okay.
So we'll add onion.
Onion.
Yeah.
So are we sauteing, blanching? What are we doing?
We're sauteing the onions.
Okay, fantastic.
And then ginger.
And the ginger?
Yeah.
All right.
So we'll add our thyme at the same time.
Thyme, ginger, onions.
Yeah.
But I noticed that the coconut oil isn't staying it's not as oily as vegetable oil, I guess. But it smells amazing already.
Amazing, yeah. So we're going to add our pepper mix now.
So this pepper mix, once again, you said it was just patache, no tomatoes?
No tomatoes, none.
All right, fantastic.
So depending on how hot you want it to be. Yeah. So we're going to let this fry for a while.
Coconut oil, onions, ginger, and pepper mix so far. Okay,
so for this, we're going to we'll saute this separately, just for a few. So when this is ready, we'll toss in our eggs and then our sauteed veggies, and we'll have.
I really would love to know, because this is boiled egg, and you've sliced them already. That means that the yolk of the egg is going to, at least detach from the egg itself.
Yeah, because the yolk thickens this as well.
Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, so you want it inside. But it's optional as well. If you want to take it off, you can take it off.
Should I be concerned about the temperature of the fire under my pan?
Yeah, it should be medium heat. Okay. Yeah, you don't want it getting burnt. So we'll just do this for, say, a minute or two.
Fantastic. And is anything else going in there apart from the egg?
Yeah, we'll put our seasoning.
Okay, seasoning cubes.
Yeah.
Aha. So, seasoning cubes for some people, they would rather use another, something else like salt.
Salt,
yeah. Yeah?
You can depending on how you want it. For me, I like to use maybe like one seasoning cube because I don't want it all spicy.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a little salt. I'll have our curry.
Curry powder.
Yeah.
About 2 tablespoons there. Interesting. This feels like normal native sauce. It's just that you use coconut oil.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So at this point,
Oh, are you going to pull that off the fire?
it's hot.
Oh, okay. So now this coconut milk, you said you got it from, from a store.
Store, yeah.
Ooh. Okay. And that is
that.
the difference right there. So it stopped frying almost immediately.
So we let this cook for a bit.
Oh, wow. The color changed.
Yeah.
There's no palm oil in this one. It's orange like this. So what am I looking out for with this?
Oh, you don't want this to get dry.
Okay.
You want it to have a bit consistency, so because you're going to drizzle it around the rice.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's going to be like a trough around the rice, so you can dip into it.
All right.
So you want to cook it for, say, a few minutes as well. Yeah.
All right. All right. So once again, if you missed it, he added some coconut oil into the pan. Then he added in his onions and the ginger, right?
Yeah.
As soon as that happened, it started frying almost immediately. I did notice it wasn't as oily as normal vegetable oil. So you were very quick about that. You added the pepper and then the coconut milk. Beautiful.
It's nice.
I can imagine. I'm smelling it already. I'm staying away because I haven't washed my hands.
So we're going to take this off, but before we do that, we'll lay our eggs. Did you hear that? We'll lay our eggs.
Okay, so you're having them lie down on the back. Okay, all right. And as you're doing that, as people can see what you're doing, I'm already salivating. I'm going to have to head over to the garden now. Yes, can you leave that one for me to chew on, please?
Okay.
It works every time. Yummy, it's all yours. We're heading to the garden now, but we will be getting things ready for you to see the finished product in good time.
Yeah, Thursdays are very artsy for us on Wake Up Nigeria, and we're here in the garden. And I've got here an award-winning artist. Now, his name is Luke Agada, and he's joining us this morning. This guy is super talented, and he tells me that he is self-taught. Now, a lot of his paintings are surrealistic. Now, surrealism is basically stuff that's realistic, but like emanates from dreams or something like that. Anyway,
yes, sir.
Nice to have you join us, Luke,
Thank you very much,
this
sir.
morning. Your stuff is really, really awesome.
Thank you.
How does a person become a self-taught painter? Like most painters I know that I've heard of actually went to art school,
Yes.
or they started doing art in secondary school and then they went to art school for 4 years, either a university or a polytechnic, and they did it for 4 years and then they graduated because they understood the technique. But how do you get self-taught?
Well, being a self-taught artist, one has to really be creatively inclined. It's not really something that's inborn, but you have to be passionate about art. So I wouldn't say that I got to this level from day one, but it started gradually, right from when I was very young. I was fascinated by drawing everything I see in the house, yes, and pasting them on the wall. So gradually you build yourself up, and before you know it, your work gets better and better.
And it's consistency.
Yes,
That's one of the key things that is also required.
Yes,
now let's
sir.
have a look at some of your work. I've seen some of them, and even on Instagram, I mean, the comments that people see that usually amazing. What is this? Talk to us about this one.
Okay, this is titled The Script, the Act and the Mimicry. See, I'm trying to express the fact that a lot of people model their lives around the opinion of others. Their parents, the media, their friends, everything, yes. And so they are like actors on stage who receive several scripts thrown at them about what to act, and in the middle of that frenzy and chaos, they end up become something they are not supposed to be.
I like how you detailed the hair and the face. So there's also some hyperrealism in there, apart from the surrealism as well.
Yes.
So this obviously is part of the surrealism that you're trying to push out.
Yes, I juxtapose different objects together to communicate the idea that I'm trying to, or the message I'm trying to say.
Amazing. Let's go to the next one.
Okay.
Just help me out here.
So
wow, this is good. This is great. Amazing.
Thank you.
So I'm seeing the sky. I'm seeing something to do with music. Are these headphones or something like that?
Okay, these are objects.
Yeah, just tell me about it. I was just trying to interpret what I was saying.
Okay, yeah. These are objects I put together to represent the mind. This painting depicts like the interface between the mind of a man and the spirit. This is titled Epiphany, actually.
Epiphany.
So yes, I'm trying to express that great ideas and inventions come from the unseen realm. So they come from God. So when we receive great ideas, they come from God and transmutated through the brain, to the brain through the mind. So this is expressing that. And so it's a state of like eureka, like a sudden realization of a great feat. And there's that feeling of joy shown by the expression on the face of the model.
Absolutely amazing. I like it. It's really great. I'm also seeing those hyper-realist techniques that you used as well for this. Now, all of these are canvas, right?
Yes, they're on canvas, oil paint on canvas.
Okay, so let's go to the next one.
Okay, this is a very personal piece to me because it's a message I'm trying to send to Nigerians, Africa at large. This is titled The Theory of No Change.
Theory of?
No change.
No change.
Yes. We are in a country whereby people hardly embrace change. Yeah, and we fail to understand that change does not begin by just things around us. It begins from inside. It begins from a mindset.
Right.
And sadly, about 75% of Africans between the ages of 15 and 40 are ignorantly wired to end up mediocre. Yes, and to reverse this process, the mind has to be worked upon and educated. Yes.
So this is the mind thing as well, just like the other one.
Yes. So whatsoever mindset you have is like a stronghold, whether positive or negative. And so whatsoever mindset you have, whether lead you to success or a failure, because it's like a stronghold in a person's life.
I love it. Very nice, very nice. Let's go to the next one here. And I'm seeing chess pieces. I'm seeing the king and I'm seeing a pawn.
Yes.
And a fallen queen.
Yes, yes.
So talk to us about this one.
Okay, this is titled The Prophecy. It's a message of hope to as many out there who are going through tough times, who are trying to get through a situation and make life better for themselves. I'm trying to tell them that it doesn't end there. It's not just about the destination, but the process matters a lot. Just like Jesus Christ, he had to go through the cross to be able to get to the throne. So the cross leads to the throne. So this whatever situation a person is passing through, just understand that world class is coming. You have to keep walking.
So I'm seeing the pawn is looking into the mirror and seeing the king.
Yes. So here, he's not yet crowned a king. In every pawn, there is an ability to become a king.
All right. Do you have one more? Just one more, because we're rounding off now very quickly.
This is.
You have about 30 seconds.
Okay, this is titled There Was a Dream. Yeah, it's talking about a lot of people are there who are broken because they once had a dream that they were not able to realize. But it's like it's been burnt up by flames and the goals have gradually reduced. They see that it's not possible anymore.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah. Look, Agada, well done, man. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Love what you're doing. How can I find you on Instagram?
My Instagram handle, lookagada.art.
lookagada.art. Now this guy is super talented. You should check him out and find out what he's up to later on as well. All right, Wake Up Nigeria comes back after this break. Well, it's the final lap of the show. 2 hours gone by. We have about 45 minutes to go.
Yes, indeed. Now, 45 minutes is all we have left, but we're going to make it as big and really good as possible. That doesn't make sense.
I'm just waiting for you to give me a hiccup.
I have hiccups.
So just
no.
One moment.
I'm
Just
controlling
everywhere
them.
quiet right now.
Mind over matter.
Mind over matter.
Hick. No, stop. Just stop. Please. No, I'm holding it down.
It's not working.
But you're welcome.
Titi has hiccups.
You're welcome. It's Wake Up Nigeria.
Send your recommendation for how to stop hiccups because water doesn't work. So what else? How else have you tried to stop a hiccup? Stop a hiccup.
You know what?
Anyway, welcome to the third hour.
Let's tell everybody what the show is about before we disrupt it with a hiccup.
Welcome to the third hour. My name is Yomi Obe.
And I'm Titi Lai Oyinson. You can watch us.
Did you just hiccup?
Almost. You can watch us live on tvcentertainment.tv and on Facebook Live at TVC Connect. Those comments, use the hashtag.
Send them in. Use the hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC.
Yes, indeed. Now, we have a very interesting app you should try. The TVC app is available for download, and of course, on Android and iOS, it'll allow you to watch us from anywhere in the world. You really need this app.
Yeah.
And, you know, hey.
Do you want to just read everything else?
No,
You know,
I'm sorry. I'm really
Let me
nervous
just let you do your hiccup.
that my hiccup, yeah, you know what, just go ahead.
Yeah, anyway, roses are red, violets are blue. I don't know why you did it.
You don't know why what, exactly.
Is that a poem?
Of course it is.
If you like poems, then, you know, the book chat for today is something that you might be interested in. And the author of the book, Daughters of Hawa, Mujida Abdul Alim, is going to be joining us on the show.
Now, sadly, the number of deaths of people living with cancer has been rising at an alarming rate. Now, here to talk about her foundation and being a survivor of cancer, Tinu Lawal will be in the studio. Oh. Yes, indeed.
Okay, so there's someone I want to there's someone I want to just mention. I don't know if you've seen this guy on social media. There's a guy like that, Shatabando.
No, no, I haven't seen.
What is that?
So there's this midget who's Ghanaian who has been trending, right? So he just came up one day and put some fake dollars in his hand and said he's richer than Dangote. And then the way the guy said it, say, Dangote, I go make you my gate man to get money. Very, you know?
Yeah.
And then next thing today, no picks it, and okay, spreads, and people start sharing. Point now is that as at now, reports from even to Nisi says that he charges $2,000 for appearances. The guy started traveling. So the same way, you know, eventually was here a few weeks back. Eventually was here. Yeah. Now this guy he's not charging for appearances. He goes to concerts and comes out, Shatabando.
So he's now a comedian or something.
I don't know. He's just the social media sensation. Okay. So even Shatawale, who's like, you know, big deal there. Yeah. So he goes up against, you know, he says, I'm the real Shatta, the only Shatta. And then, so, you know, and then so the point now is that he's now making money from being a social media sensation, or from just standing up and saying something really extremely stupid, like really, you want to...
I think people are always looking to be amused.
Exactly.
That's what I've discovered.
Exactly.
So, like people even create shows. There's this show in America with this family, the siblings that are really fat. Okay. I can't remember what the name of the show is. Okay. But it's a very silly show. It's like a reality show, but they don't say much on this. Like, it's not anything...
It's just all about them and their life.
It's not anything attractive in any way, but people are watching it. People follow them. So people just want to be amused. I don't know why.
So I don't know why, but people are always trying to run away from their own reality and either make fun of or admire someone else's reality or what they believe that person's reality is. And I think the Kardashians have grown an empire on that whole premise. Social media...
Last is just fun. Nobody's trying to... You just want to relax. I go up, I see something, I just want to laugh.
But they say hunger begets talent.
No, it's not about the people them. The reason why the trend is that we just want to laugh. You see one short man that can't even stand alone is doing like this, say, Dangote, your money no reach me. Wow. It's fun, I'll laugh. Yeah. So big shout out to Shatabandos. That's what he called himself.
I don't know if I'll be laughing though. Yeah. I don't know. All right. I'll probably swipe back. Welcome back. Now, Wake Up Nigeria is a potpourri of so many amazing things. Especially on a Thursday, we have the opportunity to go into the literary world. And today, joining us, we have another piece for you to think about. Should I cry and seek the sympathy of people? Should I laugh when my heart is full of anguish? Now, those are some of the interesting lines from the book, Daughters of Hawa, by the author Mujida Abdul Alim. Now, it's her first collection of poems where she expresses her view of man, life, and the supreme being, God. welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
All right then. Now, so poetry is what I think of when I think of poetry. I think of every single line in a poem having maybe volumes that could be used to explain it. When someone comes to me with a book of poems, I try to use it as a window into where they come from. Could you give us a little insight into your background and how you came to put together this book of poems?
Okay. Daughters of Hawa is my first collection of poems.
Yeah.
It's actually my undergraduate thesis. I did a creative writing at the University of Maiduguri.
Okay.
And good, I think I should mention his name. Malam Abaka Othman, was my supervisor at the time, or he was my lecturer at the time. And he felt I'd done a very good job with the creative writing session. And he felt, I think you should publish this. So this is actually my undergraduate thesis for my 499. That's what it's called. That's what it's called.
Amazing, amazing. And this was published when? When did this come out?
1999.
99.
Yes.
Wow. So this is what, 10 years
Yes.
later?
Yes.
So 10 years after publishing The Daughters of Hawa, what sort of responses did you get along the way? And do you still feel the same way about it as you felt when you published it?
I think being my first work, I had very passionate feelings about a particular time I was writing this. But I've grown after this, and I've written 2 more books after this.
Of course.
So
what the names of those books?
There's Another Story,
Okay.
published by Heinemann Books in the UK.
Okay.
There's In His Hands, also launched at the Stratford Library in the UK.
Amazing.
So after Daughters of Hawa, like you said, I have done other things, but the book is still being used across countries, in several countries, Nigeria and the UK in particular. And it was from Daughters of Hawa I got the International Award for Nigeria in 2008.
Wow.
Yes.
Congratulations on that, even though it's about a decade later.
Yes, yes. It was for a category called Peace and Friendship of Nations, regarding international book fairs and how we share peace and friendship across countries using books. Because, we all read books from different countries, continents, and, we don't mind the color or the race of the person once we like the idea.
Of course.
So this was, and it was, I work with the Voice of Nigeria, so I'm a broadcaster as well. And so it was through all of these programs and this book that I did that.
So this was like the launch pad.
Exactly.
This was where it all started.
Yes.
I want to go to the actual poem itself, titled Daughters of Hawa. It says on page 53 here, it says, "You need not move too far, you need not move too near before you see or smell Daughters of Hawa. They are the scents of time, all boxes on the shelf. Every bottle is uncorked and smells ooze from different shapes, sizes, and colors like everyone else. I work to pick my own." That's the first stanza there. And as I said in the beginning, it feels like there's volumes that come from just each line of a poem. What was The Daughters of Hawa actually about for you?
Women.
Women.
I think I would think it's a bit obvious, but like you said, in poetry, what is obvious to you isn't obvious to someone else.
Of course.
So in Arabic, Hawa, or in the Muslim concern, Hawa means Eve.
Okay.
So I made it Daughters of Eve. Okay. So it was Daughters of Hawa for me. Because when I was growing up, like you said, I would say honestly, I had read so many. I wasn't the reader at first, I was the writer. My senior sister Falana was the reader. Falana is still a very good reader. She was the perfect person. So I was the writer, and I saw myself being glued to books that had something I could identify with. I loved Wole Soyinka, I loved Niyi Oshundari, I loved Femi Oshofisan, but I was looking for a Zainab. I was looking for a Gimba or something like that, personal things you would like to hear, maybe Muslim names or something. So I just felt when I started writing, I was more prone to using names that I was familiar with. So instead of using Daughters of Eve,
of course,
I did Daughters of Hawa.
when you say it's about women, the average woman or the way the woman is perceived, what was your direction? Were you trying to change people's perception of the woman or explain how you perceived women?
I was talking about women generally because I come from a very diverse background. My father, God bless him, was a wonderful man. He's late now. And I had 15 siblings.
Wow.
And 2 adopted ones as well.
15?
Yes. And, you know, so everybody had their own opinions about things. And, you know, we all dressed differently. And it was a beautiful family. You know, so like I said, it was just about women. And we had more girls than boys. So, you know, I had a feel of what my sisters were like and what women were generally like. So the scents and the boxes, you know, was just a symbolism for women.
Okay.
You know, women are generally, we are beautiful. So I used the scent, the perfume to explain the way women are. Everybody loves perfumes, you know, so it's just the beauty of the woman that I try to explain with the perfume smell.
Okay, so from 1999 till now, that's a very long time. If you were to rewrite some of these poems, do you think you would change anything?
No.
Not at all?
Not at all, because the first poem, the question I ask, for me, it's still a question I keep asking. There's one I wrote to my father, which is in the collection as well. And I still love him dearly, even in death. I love him, as somebody would say, majestically. You know, so I don't think I would change anything, really, in this first collection, yes.
Okay, so I want to wrap this up with reading this particular line. I started it initially. It says, should I cry and seek the sympathy of people? Should I laugh when my heart is full of anguish? Should I fold my arms and pretend that all is well? Should I walk about the streets and watch with indifference? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful lines. And I will be going through this a lot more. Thank you so, so much, Mujida, for coming to talk to us about your book of poems.
Thank you for having me.
Wake Up Nigeria is still on air, and we still have quite a bit coming up. I know Mike is standing by as the show continues.
I never knew it would honor me this way. I never knew it would honor me this way. Honor me this way. I never knew it would honor me this way. Baba, I never knew it would honor me this way. I never knew it would honor me this way. Thank you, Jesus.
This is Thursday. You know how we do it on Thursday. I have Starlight Band here. How you doing? Great to have you. And you are?
Adekola.
Adekola of Starlight. Yes, Starlight. Let me meet the other guys. This is... nice one, nice one. And the keyboard is there. Hey! Olajide on the keyboards. I'm the drummer himself. You say I show my talent. I'm joining my latest band now, Starlight. So Starlight is bringing it down this Thursday morning. Let me just let them take it away. Okay, now let's go.
Àwọn ìràwọ̀ ń kéde ògo rẹ̀. Kí ni yóò wá ṣe mí bàbá tí n ò nílé máa júbà rẹ̀ òye. Ọ̀run ọ̀run ohun ayé Ọlọ́run kún fún ògo. Ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún ẹgbẹgbẹ̀rún àwọn ìràwọ̀ ń kéde ògo rẹ̀. Ṣe mí Ọlọ́run tí n ò nílé máa júbà rẹ̀. Yes, you are the Lord Most High. Yes, you are the Lord. Hey, hey. Oh, only you can do what no man can do, Jehovah. Only you can do. Only you Jehovah, 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 Jehovah. Oya woni, oya eba mi yin logo. Jehovah, ẹ̀yin lógo. Ọba tó pọ̀jọ́ ìkúdà. Jehovah, awimayẹ̀hún yó. Ẹ bá mi yìn lógo bàbá. Jehovah, ẹ̀yin lógo. Mo ti lóhun tí màá fi bọ̀tá nínú jẹ́. Hallelujah tí kò fẹ́. Káwọn sọ́kè. Sante hallelujah la. I listen to hallelujah. When you wake up in the morning sun, raise it to go out your life. Oh, Sante, Sante, oh, Sante, Sante. Oh yeah, ìlú àlùjọ la fẹ́ jó. Gbẹ̀sẹ̀, gbẹ̀sẹ̀, má gbọ́dọ̀ ń bẹ̀. Kọ́bọ̀, ó yá, gbẹ̀sẹ̀, gbẹ̀sẹ̀, gbẹ̀sẹ̀. Orí àlùjọ la fẹ́ jó. Ó ti yá o, ìlú àlùjọ la fẹ́ jó. Orí àlùjọ la, ó yá, ìlú àlùjọ la fẹ́ jó. Orí àlùjọ la fẹ́ gbọ́. Káwọ́ sókè kó wá rojọ́. Ọlọ́run má fi sọ̀rọ̀ wá.
Welcome back. Now, today in Africa, more people die from cancer than they do from malaria.
And the number of cancer deaths is rising at an alarming rate. Here to talk to us about this and her foundation is cancer survivor Tinu Lawal. And she's joining us this Thursday morning.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good to see you too.
All right. So whenever I meet a survivor, the first thing I want to do is give them a hug and hold them. No, really, I do want to give them a hug.
That's very nice. That's very
because, there are too many who have been on that journey and didn't make it. And I feel like you deserve a lot of love and a lot of positive energy. You have put together a foundation.
Yeah, I did.
In order to raise awareness.
Yes.
For people, that. But what is it exactly that people need to know?
Thank you. Nigeria is still a bit backward when it comes to the education of cancer. Because that could be because of our cultural or our religious background. So many people in Nigeria would not ordinarily want to talk about cancer. Once you come to them talking about cancer, it's like you're bringing negativity to them. The next thing you hear is, God forbid, it's not my portion, it's not this, it's not that. But the truth is, it's a scourge all over the world. And it's high time we Nigerians do something about it, because most developed countries have tried to reduce the mortality rate, rate of cancer in their country. Nigeria is still very, very behind. Because, number one, we don't want to talk about it. We don't want to hear about it. We have our health sectors, we have inadequate facilities in our health sector. So we still have a very, very long way to go. So the best thing for us all to do is, first of all, get the education. Literacy doesn't mean that you know about cancer. In fact, you find some very literate people, God forbid, when they have cancer, they keep it to themselves, they live in denial.
Wow.
And by the time they're talking about it, it's long gone. And the next thing is, you hear the person is dead and all that. I've seen several cases like that, ever since I got, got diagnosed and I started my treatment and everything. I'm not going to blame those who have been like that, because I actually too was like that initially. I lived in denial for a while. I didn't want to believe that it would happen to me. Why me, of all people, because ordinarily I don't fall ill and I'm quite very, very strong, So I couldn't understand why I got diagnosed of cancer. In fact, I wanted to believe that sometime after that time, the doctors will call me back and tell me, we are sorry. That result was not yours. It was somebody else's. So I kept away from Nigerian doctors. I wanted to go abroad. But, as God will have it, I couldn't get a visa. My visa got denied everywhere I went to. When it was like over a year after I got diagnosed, I'd done a surgery the first time, and then I didn't do the treatment. I think I was just lucky, because some people, 3 months after their diagnosis, they're dead, Wow. But like after a year after I got diagnosed, the lump that I went to remove came back. Then I knew that something was, it wasn't like the doctors were lying and that, this had to be taken care of and all that. Luckily, I got someplace where, I got Luth, and I started treatment in Luth. Luckily for me, by the time I did all of the tests, it hadn't spread anywhere.
Yeah. So talk to us about the Atinuke Cancer Foundation, because, one of the main things that you said is that people are a little bit unaware about cancer itself. And a lot of times, even when they find out about it, people are in denial. There's religious beliefs, cultural beliefs as well. So what is Atinuke Cancer Foundation trying to achieve right now?
Yeah, what Atinuke Cancer Foundation is trying to do is create the awareness and then try to motivate people and let the fear go down about cancer, so that if you face it, if we discuss it, if we talk about it, we would find solutions, we would know what to do to bring down the mortality rates of cancer. So every year, Atinuke Cancer Foundation goes out to create awareness. In doing this, I collaborate with medical personnel and, reputable hospitals to do free health check for people. We don't give all the health checks, but whatever we give to you will go a very long way. Atinuke Cancer Foundation is not only dealing with cancer when it comes to health. We're checking everything, because sometimes you feel you're very all right until you get to the hospital and you do a health check. Well, do you know that you need to take care of something? So we do general vitals. We do breast examination. We do cervical examination. We are partnering with reputable hospitals who would come, and then you can get coupons to win tests, even for PSA, for prostate, for prostate cancer. So you could get coupons, and then you go do the check in their hospital, because we can't bring all equipments down, obviously, and we can afford it, of course. But and then we also try to liaise with the government, liaise with all the people that are concerned about health, so that we can do something. Help our people. Some people actually want to go for the health, but the problem is they don't have the money to get their health check, and then. For some people, they have the money, but to get to the hospital is their problem. You need to drag them. Wow. So if you're bringing it to you free of charge, you should, take advantage of that. Yeah. And then,
I was actually going to ask, what the first thing you say to someone who has been diagnosed. Yeah. Because you are a survivor now.
Yeah.
How do you give someone hope?
Okay, the first thing I tell them is that they should keep fears away. One thing about cancer is that when it comes, it's a bully. When it comes to attack everything. It wants to destroy you. I call it, my own definition for cancer is that it's a friendly enemy. Friendly in the sense that it's a cell in our body. Everybody has cells in their body. We all have cells in our system. These cells are supposed to grow when they get to a certain stage. They die, then they grow again. But the one that grows and is supposed to die and does not die and continues to grow, that's cancer. Wow. So it's a friendly enemy in the sense that it's part of your body, but it's an enemy. So when cancer comes, it comes to destroy and not to do any good. So the best thing is, first of all, get yourself together. Don't panic, so that you will have the mind to know what to do. You know where to go to, because a lot of people are being misled. We have very few oncologists in Nigeria, and if you get to the wrong doctor, they'll mishandle you before you get to the real doctor. So the first thing is we need to get education. We need to get informed. We need to motivate one another and be ready to attack and bring down cancer. And that's why my foundation is tagged Let's Kill It.
Let's kill it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that tagline.
We will.
Amen.
Thank you so much for coming to share with us this morning. We really appreciate this.
Thank you.
And it will never come back.
Amen. Amen.
Let's
Amen.
head over to the kitchen and have a bite.
Please join us.
Let's have a bite.
This is the awesome Chef V. Chef
Good morning.
See the plating.
Okay, what has Chef V put on the plate?
I'm seeing some Indian moves. Is this curry or something?
This is rice and coconut.
I was actually following this.
Yeah,
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, the menu.
Process.
Yeah, the process. Yeah, I thought you were going to make it like fried rice and mix the egg. I was wondering what was going to happen to the eggs and all that. But this is really looks very healthy, and it is very healthy.
Yeah.
You have the peas.
Yeah.
You have the spring onion.
Yeah.
You have the
bell peppers.
Yeah, the coconut
Coconut
yes.
oil, the coconut
The coconut
milk.
Chef Tino for you there.
I got very aware of my
your health.
Yes.
With your food.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm very now I do vegetables, I do a lot of fruits, and I try to be to eat very healthy anyway.
Okay. All right.
Well done, Chef V.
Well done, Chef V.
So well done.
So, Chef V, you want to break down any intricacies of what you made?
Basically, she said she followed it. So what we did here is we sauteed our veggies. The final process, we sauteed our veggies to add into the gravy made already. So, and then we'll have it.
All right.
Yeah.
We have the opportunity for you to taste this. Could you give me 1 second? Yes. Step up. Yes. And of course, as she's having a bite, we're
going to be heading to the garden.
Yes, indeed.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.
Have a great day, y'all. Bye.
ọmọ dáadáa lọmọ yẹ o ọmọ gidi ló mú wálé o ọmọ dáadáa lọmọ yẹ o ọmọ gidi ló mú wálé o yé àmà ló lọ́wọ́ àmì o àníṣùkún ọkọ àmì o àmàkọ́lé mọ́lé àmì o àníṣùkún aya àmì o. Do you know the way you dance thing, the way you shake your body, they make me go easy. Do you know how you dancing, how you shake your body, they make me go easy. Girl, I want the formula. Sweet baby, I want the formula. Oh, love me, I want the formula. Sweet baby, I want the formula. Oh, love me, you are looking for the formula from here down to South Africa. I know you got the formula. I know you want the formula. You are looking for the formula from here down to South Africa. I know you want the formula. I know you want it. Da da da, da da da. Oh, sweetie baby, see baby. I take me formula, odoro fine girl, carry doro fine girl, carry doro. I be beko, beno. Pese, I be beko, beno. Oi beko, oh ya posi ganga kajo jojo yi.